You'll have noticed we have a slightly different format this year. It's a bit experimental, so we're very interested to hear your comments afterwards. I'll say a bit more about that in a moment. First of all, though, there's the usual housekeeping information. I'm told that there are no fire drills today, so if the fire bell goes off, it's for real. Make your way to the nearest labelled fire exit, and the assembly point is on the, if you can call it a roundabout, the oval about. Down there at the end there's a picture of Tony Hancock in the pavement, and we're meant to assemble just next to that. Toilets, if you came up by lift, you'll have noticed possibly either side of the lift there are toilets. I gather there are also toilets at the back of the building. Refreshments will be available throughout the day, as you've discovered already outside. Lunch will also be served there later on. And there is a wireless network, and the code is there on the board at the front.
So, people who've got iPads and iPhones tend to be having a little bit of difficulty, I'm afraid. We haven't quite worked that one out yet. So.
Okay, I haven't managed to get my iPhone to connect yet, so right. Any other housekeeping information?
Just the dinner this evening.
Oh yes, dinner this evening. If you've signed up for the dinner this evening, if you want to come along, the hotel is just down the road here. You can't quite see the sign by pressing your face against the glass, but it is literally 300 metres down the road. Hotel La Tour, and that's at 7 o'clock. Okay, so a little bit about what we're going to do today. We took the decision in the exec a little while ago that we would experiment with a new style of annual conference. We wanted much more input from the people, from the members. And so the way that the conference works this year is that tomorrow is more the style of the annual conference that we've held in the past. Today is more in the style of a workshop. So we put out a call for papers. A number of people offered to give papers. We went through those and chose what we hoped would be the best ones. We've grouped those into 4 groups, 4 topics, and so we have 4 workshops today, each with either 2 or 3 of these papers presented. The key bit of today, though, is the work that you're going to do in putting together 15-minute presentations for tomorrow. Because the format of tomorrow is that we have a series of invited speakers, and speaking broadly around the 4 topics that we're discussing today. And there's also going to be feedback from today's discussions in the form of 15-minute presentations. So what's going to happen is that you're going to divide up into 2 groups this morning and another 2 groups this afternoon. Each group is going to have 2 or 3 presentations, which will take about an hour. And then that leaves you an hour to discuss some questions that we're leaving you with. And you need to prepare a short presentation for tomorrow, which will address those questions and other burning issues that have come up from the presentations that you've seen and from your discussions. So obviously it means that you're going to have to decide who's going to do that, and whether it's going to be a single person presenting tomorrow or a team effort. It's entirely up to you. But the key output of today will be these 4 15-minute presentations, which will be woven into tomorrow's conference. The topics, as you will have seen, this morning we have the recent growth in numbers, especially of overseas students, and sustainability, and the student experience. This afternoon we have 2 different groups. We have embedding employability in taught masters and the PGT Masters as a research training. This morning then, the 2 groups, Group 1, which is the recent growth in numbers, you're going to stay here, and in just a few minutes we're going to kick off that group with the presentations and then the discussion. Group 2, which is the student experience, you're in the breakout room, which is, if you go out through this door, you'll see there's a yellow picture, golden picture with bubbles on it. The room you're heading for is behind that poster. So you go to the corner over there and turn right and sharp right, and you're in the breakout room, which is rather like this room in appearance. It's just a tiny bit smaller. So group 1, recent growth in numbers in here. Group 2, student experience in that room there. We break for lunch at 12:30. You can have yourself to coffee and refreshments at any point during the morning. You probably will want to have a coffee break at some stage. It's entirely up to you when you do that. We come back for lunch at 12:30, and then after lunch at 1:30 we reconvene here for just a short session before we break out into the 2 groups. Is that straightforward? Is that understandable? Good. Okay, so group 2, which is student experience. If you want to make your way across the room behind the bubbles, and then we'll get started.